Hello everyone, this is Chef Big Tasty. We are going to do a pumpkin soup. So that's coming right up. Stay tuned for the pumpkin soup. So today we're doing a pumpkin soup. So earlier I took a knife and I have this little tenderizer, and I cut off the top and I took out all of the seeds and the insides to get it started. And so what I'm going to do here is next I'm going to take this olive oil and I'm going to spread that around on the inside. I'm going to take some black pepper. I'm going to take some salt here. I'll take my spoon and just make sure that I get the olive oil all around. I might want some more salt and pepper on the sides here. Let me take care of that real quick. There we go. You see what I'm doing there? I got the olive oil. Just gonna get it worked all around. Get the inside. Now, the pumpkin soup I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use some rosemary. So I've got some rosemary. It's easy to take it off the stem. Now, don't throw these stems away. I'm gonna make a stock later for the turkey gravy. So you want to throw this in. There's a lot of flavor in there, but I'm going to take this and I'm going to liberally put it all inside, rub it around, get it nice and stuck in there. Now, the reason why I took it off the stems is because I'm going to turn this pumpkin upside down when I cook it. Now, because I don't want to have all this fall through on the grill, I have a piece that I took off the top, and so I'll use that. Let's salt and pepper that piece. This will be good. And then we'll put a little bit of olive oil on that. And drip it off. Now I need some more rosemary, so we'll throw a couple pieces of rosemary leaves on this. Just take it off the stem. Again, don't throw those stems away. We'll use it for a stock later. Now, next thing I'm going to do is, because I want to use this pumpkin as a display, I want to cook the flesh, and then I'm going to peel the flesh out, and then I'm going to puree that into a soup, and we'll go into the rest of the soup later, but we need to cook it first. So I'm going to take some aluminum foil because I don't really want my pumpkin to be burned. So I'll just take this aluminum foil and just put it around the edge here. So that way, when it's sitting on the grill, because I'm going to cook this outside. My oven here in the camper is unfortunately too small to do what I want to do, to cook this the way I want. So I'll put this like this. We'll turn it over, and then we'll cook it on the grill with this little piece, in the mouth that will catch some of the rosemary that might drop off, and so they'll be very fragrant. Now, the rest of this, these are the seeds that came out. We're going to put this in a pan, and I have a pan right here. And I don't have new stuff here, guys. I got stuff I've been using for years. Maybe I'll get a sponsor and they'll buy me new pans, and then you'll see me using my sponsor's pans. But they got to be good. I can't have somebody give me pans that don't work. So I'm going to put these with the flesh in this pan, and then we'll do some olive oil, some salt and pepper, And that's really it. That's all I'm going to do. And see, I'm going to throw this right in the grill with the pumpkin. So let's go to the grill. Be right back. Now this grill is a 5-burner propane grill, and I'll be frank with you, I can get this thing up over 500 degrees. I've cooked pizzas on this. You see over here, I have these pizza stones that I use for bread and pizza. I can use this barbecue grill can be almost like an oven to me. So I've got my pumpkin. I flipped it over because I want the heat to cook the flesh on the inside, and of course I've got the seeds going there, and so we got it at 350. I'll adjust these dials to make sure that we stay at that, and I've got the 3 that are underneath the pumpkin and the seeds. So I left the ones on the outer edge turned off because I don't need to get the heat up a lot, and I just want that heat from underneath. So we're going to cook this. This is probably going to take us a good 45 minutes, but we're going to come right back. So we'll see you when it's finished cooking. Okay, I'm back, and we've got our pumpkin. The inside fleshes, and it's still holding its shape. So notice this. So what happened was I pushed the pumpkin on and the foil slipped, and so that gave us the burn I was trying to avoid. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to take our knife and we'll just cut that off, and look at that, easy peasy. So just so it looks a little bit better when we're serving the soup out of the pumpkin. There, that's gone. That problem's solved. So I'll go ahead, even though this side didn't get burned because the foil stayed on, but we'll just make it look even. And let me tell you, folks, this smells amazing. So I have that little piece of pumpkin. It's got a little bit overcooked, but what I'm going to do on that piece is I'm just going to take the top part because I don't want to put the burn part in my cooking. That won't be great. So we'll just take off some of this top part that's cooked all right, and we'll use that. Now I'm going to, oh, and here's the seeds. They came out great. Salt them, put some cinnamon on them. You're in good shape. So now we're going to take a spoon and carefully start scraping some of this pumpkin out of the inside. I'll start at the top here. Now, here's what I'm trying to accomplish. I want to get some of this flesh so that I can use it for the pumpkin soup, which we're going to start working on the rest of here in a second. But I don't want to take so much that the soup won't stay in this. Because see, when I'm done with the soup, we're going to pour it into the pumpkin. Well, oh folks, that tastes delicious. Put this lid on, bam, we're good to go. So we're going to do that. Now, I think I might throw that lid back on the grill and get it colored the same way as this, because you notice how that has a different coloration to it. So I think I'll throw that back on the grill, and then we'll just take a few minutes for it to change the color, and so it all matches. And then we're going to start taking, now I got a little tear right here, so I want to be careful of that, then not mess with that too much. But we'll just start taking some of the flesh of the pumpkin. Again, don't dig too deep. You don't want to break it. You want it to still hold your fluid, your soup when you put it in, and then people just love it. It's just like, oh my goodness, here's some pumpkin soup. So we'll scrape, and then of course we want to scrape all those wonderfully cooked rosemary leaves. You want that as part of your soup. So you don't need a lot of this. So I'm going to try to get about 2 cups of this flesh. Just scraping with my, and can you see that? I'm just scraping with my spoon here. It's cooked, it's soft now, and so don't go too deep, and just scrape out enough to get for your soup. And it has a wonderful smell and flavor to it, because we cooked it on the barbecue grill, and then my grill had some leftover seasoning from hickory and other things that I put in there to smoke. I didn't smoke this, but there was some leftover that I think came up through this, so it just has a wonderful smell. So just carefully, like I said, try not to break through, so that you have the pumpkin itself. And I'm going to work on this, and then when I come back, we're going to start on making our soup. I put some onions, white onions, and celery, and then I added some spices. And what I added was a tablespoon of white powder, um, tablespoon of paprika, and just half a teaspoon of this ground cayenne pepper, and give it just a little background heat. Now, if you have people that don't like a lot of spice, you can go ahead and delete that. So I'm also put in some more rosemary, about, I'd say, a nice full tablespoon of fresh rosemary in here. And so now these onions are pretty soft, so I'm good there. And so now at this point, I'm going to take and throw in our carrots. And so this will be a nice vegetable soup. And then what I'm going to do here in a few minutes, we're going to add our puree of pumpkin to it. Now this is a mushroom soup, so I'm going to add these shiitake mushrooms that I was able to get, and I'm going to put these in and start. Now with mushrooms, you want to get all the moisture out of them. So I'm going to get the water out of these mushrooms. They're kind of big, so I'm going to go ahead and cut them up. And so we'll do that, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I cut up the mushrooms, and the mushrooms are almost ready. You want to dry them out is what you want to do. So uh, you want to get all the water you can out of them. Now in the onions and celery, butter, I added of course I did the spices. I said the paprika, a little bit of cayenne pepper, and then some white pepper, and then I added some carrots. So this is going to be a really robust vegetable soup, pumpkin vegetable soup. And so I added some flour, about half a cup, and you can see it. It looks like we're just about cooked out here. So let's go ahead and start adding our chicken broth. So I want to do about 6 cups. So I separated this out among the cups I have here. And I may add a little bit more liquid, but we'll start with this. And I used, normally I make my own broth, but in this case I used a broth that's called Better Than Broth. It's a little, here it is, this little jar right here. This stuff is awesome. It has a great flavor to it. It's almost like you made your own broth. So here we go. We want to get all this pumpkin nice and pureed. All right, let's see how we look. Yeah, I'm liking that. Maybe just a little bit more, because we'll add that to our soup. We want to make sure that it's nice and smooth. Okay, I think we've got it there now. And I'll take it off of and let's go ahead and we're going to put it into the soup. So here we go. That's not supposed to happen. So you're getting all the bloopers right with these videos, so you don't have to wonder where the mistakes are. Here we go. Let's scrape that off. Gonna try to get the rest of it. This pumpkin is delicious. That it's just lightly seasoned with the rosemary, some salt and pepper, and roasted on a barbecue grill. Very good. So, and there we go. We got all that in there. Now, what I want to do is simmer this. I'm going to add my mushrooms here in a minute. I'm going to test the seasoning for salt. Make sure that there's enough salt in there. See how smooth that's looking so far? Look at that. That is a beautiful soup. So we'll be right back. We're going to simmer this for about 20 minutes. We're finished. And this is our soup. Lots of vegetables, mushrooms, onions, celery, carrots, and of course the roasted pumpkin. Oh my God, this is delicious. And you can see now again, I may put the pan in and pour the soup in the pan, but we serve it in the pumpkin. Just looks phenomenal. So I hope you enjoy this. I hope that you play around the recipe. Feel free to leave out the cayenne pepper if you don't like a lot of spice, because this does have a little kick to the back of your throat. And matter of fact, let's take a taste. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's creamy. That's delicious. Now I didn't put any milk in this, any heavy cream, just the pumpkin and the other things. So I hope you enjoy this. And this is Chef Big Tasty with my pumpkin soup.